Hello everyone, and welcome to what is round 8 here at the iconic Hungarian, the 4.3 kilometer circuit with 14 turns and 1 DRS zone, or 2 DRS zones I should say, keep forgetting about that small one. Here we go, action zone in turn 1, with Fungus getting a move on Duplov, and then R3 diving down the inside, and Panagoy being forced to go the long way around and ultimately losing that position. So here we go, and see what the drivers can do. I'm going to quickly turn up my mic because it's way too low. There we go, should be a tiny bit louder now. Let me know if you can hear me a bit better. Alright, so I'm just gonna hear this is the stream real quick. Sounds better. However, there is an eerie noise, but anyways, we will get onto that. But currently right now, the championship leader... Oh wait, shoot. There we go. So right now, the championship leader in this league is none other than Maple. That's not something I would have been saying a few weeks ago when I first started commentating. No diss, but I'm sure for him he would have said the same thing. Phoenix, though closely in P2, I'm pretty sure only 2 points separate the pair. So we'll go on board with Phoenix since he is on an outlap. Does this sound good? Oh, Jesus, I sneezed, sorry. Right, anyways. Phoenix preparing to start a lap, preparing for us to perform our track guide. I'm going to quickly close or minimize OBS because I don't want it to lag the stream or lag the drivers because it is running on my internet, or it's not really, but you know. Alright, so final corner, you want to take as wide of an exit and then sharp in so you get the most straight line speed down to start finish straight. And Phoenix sets a 24.6. I won't take that into account. He did go quite wide there. You want to break just before 100 meter board. He did that, but did go a bit wide in the process. Here, as soon as the 50 meter board on the left disappears, that's your breaking point. Down to third gear, short shift, up into fourth. Fifth, use as much of the curb on the right as you possibly can. Here, it's really just sending it as the blackboard box turn. Perfect. And then here, just as the marshal post there on the left disappears, you want to stay as nice tight as possible. You stay really tight. Curb starts down into third gear and then quickly up into fourth through second one. He doesn't go into fourth. Black box again, down one gear. Stick it in the same gear through here and then flat out as soon as you possibly can. Here it's really wherever you feel comfortable, but downforce is key around there. Here just before the curb starts, down into third gear, quickly up into fourth so you get the best exit under the billboards. Down into second gear. He stays in third, second gear, but then short shift to third. He stays out, marshal post on the left, stay nice and tight, and then exit out as wide as you possibly can. And that is a good lap. That's going to be a 13. That's a 13.5. That is your provisional pole position. And I can't say that that wasn't a bad lap myself. Right now the only competitors are R10, who is on 1:15.7. Simply Wiz crossing the line though is Maple to finish his lap. He hasn't validated, but he said a 15 flat. But I'm pretty sure he will be going on this lap as well, so we'll stay on board with him while we watch his best efforts to get up into pole position. And currently 26.6 first sector. I'm pretty sure Phoenix did 26.4. Not sure. I'll have to see. I'll check that later. So we got a Brazilian flag there. Whoever's Brazilian in this lobby is clearly supported and loved by the game. Moving left and right. Lutosi actually sets a 14.3. Oh, Maple went way too wide there, and that invalidated his lap indeed. So he'll be boxing at the end of this lap. And chuck on Precious Softs. We have a McLaren there just behind. I believe that's it's not Encore, that is DS. Running up the final corner now. This will be too bad of a lap. It's going to be an early 15, or actually a late 14, and he goes provisional P3. The 14.8. Good lap from the man in El McLaren. Trophy with a 15 flat on the mediums. Not a bad lap at all. If he could stay P4, he'll be in a legendary positions with those mediums. To be fair, I'd say the best strategy would probably be mediums hards. I do remember softs dying pretty much after lap 6, and then people on the mediums were in an OP position. But really, starting outside the top 10 isn't what you want. As high up the grid as possible is what you want, because overtaking around here is nigh on impossible. Start finish straight is really your only overtaking opportunity, because the second DRS straight, I mean, the time you get up for a move, that's when you're going to want to be braking. Finishing a lap, we don't have Futuristic, he's starting a lap, so we'll move on to Lepson, who is sending a lap to see what he can do. Maple said a 26.5, I believe. We won the grass. It's going to cost him a bit of time. It's going 5/10 slower, unfortunately. I don't think his little exhibition there on the grass would have helped. Seems to be a pretty tidy lap, with all due respect. Perhaps it won't be pole challenging, but it will be a time nonetheless. Pole position crosses the line now. Let's see, this is going to be a late 16.9. He puts himself in P9. Which is a pretty good position to be in, to be fair. move on to someone who is on a lap. As Maple's on an out lap, he's gonna start his lap. And Maple with a 15.0. Doubt that is through, but who knows? Excuse me. Seems to be a pretty tidy lap. Seems to be a very tidy lap. A bit slow through the exit though, however, I must say so myself. However, that might not impact his lap entirely. We'll see as he comes across the final couple of corners now to finish his lap. Bit of a lock up there on the left. Looks like he signs of perhaps struggling in qualifying, but really race pace is all that matters. Looks like he's going to set a late 13, and it's a 13.8, and that is the closest we have to Phoenix's time right now with the 13.5. And speaking of a 13.5, Phoenix is actually on a lap. I believe he is actually setting it. And he does have traffic in front of him, a hazy, and he's invalidated. So I don't know if he's gonna come into the pits or not. He is, but hazy should have got out of the way. His drop, he's set to 13.7. 2 racing points up there, trying to attack Phoenix. Hazy making up his P5 with that effort. 14.6. Actually 14.7. Coloni actually crossed the line there with the 14.8. Yes, Twitchy, 4/10 up on his time though. That will put him in 4th actually, because it was like 4 and a bit, and yeah. So seeing what he can do through here, perhaps he got more, perhaps, oh, very wide there. It's gonna be an early 14 and puts him to P5. So he lost the 10th in that final sector, unfortunately, but see what he can do in the next couple of laps. We're saying lap. Skin Tony is definitely setting a lap. Never mind, he has a broken left wing and he spun. Okay, so he's definitely not setting a lap. I can confirm with 100% certainty as McLaren there gets. Really hope he wasn't on a lap. Was he on a lap? He was on a lap. So good thing he got out of the way, but he does lose the back end. And he goes wide there, so I'd say that's probably his chances of getting a good lap time over. But let's see what his time. He's 2 seconds up on his time on the 21, so it will be a 19. That'll only be enough for 1 position gain. However, I have to see. Ooh, losing the back end there. However, with his mistakes and being blocked there at the first sector, I don't think that would have helped him at all. Comes across the line though, it's not going to be a 19, it's going to be a 15. He's going to jump to 11th, 12th, because Fox just set a lap with a 14.6. I don't know why I said so enthusiastically Fox, but I did. DS, Foxes, everyone in the top 5 are in the pits. And really right now I'd say by looking at it, pole position contenders are Maple, Dropey, and Phoenix. Phoenix, if he can extend his advantage, great. But Maple and Dropey need to find currently right now at least 3 and 4/10 to get pole, and that's not included if Phoenix improves or not. So it's gonna be tough, but don't count Latazzi, DS, Fox, you know, everyone in the 14s out. They might have just had bad laps and will redeem themselves. As Mars sits in lap with 8/10 quicker, he goes into 10th. Darius, he is on a lap in the Renault. His teammates are 10 in an unfamiliar position, I'd say, in 15th. He has been on the podium 1 or 2 times, or probably more. He's run a couple of races, I think, himself. He's 600ths of a second up in his time. That will put him in P10 in the points. However, I think if you want to start on the fresh mediums, 11th really is your best bet. As the audience claps there. Darius having to dispose of that racing point trophy there, who is perhaps not giving him dirty air, but it might give him a distraction as he's 2/10 quicker up on his time, which will put him in a provisional P9. Trophy is going to start a lap, which I believe might be his final lap. Darius, good applications on the wheel there. And he comes across the final corner now, and he shoots up to P6. He's 4/10 up on his time. This is a good time. But now Phoenix is on an outlap, but meanwhile Dropey is trying to sneak himself onto pole position. Will he manage to do so? I don't know. Only he will know. First off, he needs to improve by exactly 2/10 if he wants to get pole position. Right now in the first sector he's improving by... Oh, he's not improving by anything, and he goes out wide, and that's an invalidation. So I take it as if now he's going to probably push and go back into the pits. He's still pushing as if he's setting a lap, but Maple hasn't come out yet. Oh, I probably have the commentator glitch, don't I? But Phoenix... I don't know if I have the commentator glitch. Probably have the commentator glitch, and it's probably at like 3 minutes now, but... I'd say even at 3 minutes it will be probably your final lap if you are going to set one. But Phoenix, not that much work to do because Trophy has invalidated and Maple is still in the pits. Actually Maple there on the minimap is coming out. So I definitely have the commentator glitch. Probably like 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Phoenix, all he's just hoping to do is just improve by even a 10th. And he'll be happy. Currently right now I don't know if he's improving or not improving. But, the first sector split is coming up now. Is he improving on his lap time? He is, just barely though, 400ths of a second, but he wouldn't mind as long as he's improving. He will be in a much more comfortable position. English, I can't position than currently right now. It's coming through the end of sector 2. So far, so good. Coming across the quick right hand, and he's invalidated. He's going to try and stay out as wide as possible, as long as possible, so like that it doesn't invalidate. Unfortunately, he does invalidate, which means he'll need to set a new lap on these used set tires. And tire wear is a bit of a pain around here. Not even a bit; it is a pain around here. Yeah, he's not doing too well, but we will go on board with Phoenix. Or actually, it's going to be Phoenix, and then it's going to be quickly, the Trophy has actually come out on a fresh set of softs, so if he has time to do an outlap, then I presume we're in the minutes. Minute left-ish, depending on what the current time situation is. Phoenix, is he improving? No, he isn't. He is improving, and he's invalidated, and he's crashed out, and that's his left rear gone, so he's out of qualifying. He is out of this session, and Maple sees him, and he could be smiling. If he doesn't do that, he's definitely not going to be smiling, as qualifying is over now. Doesn't look like Maple is pushing as hard with that mistake. He needs to improve. Remember, he needs to improve by 3/10 if he wants to sneak up onto pole position. If his teammate can do an outlap and came out the pit, oh yeah, he did abort this lap, so Maple is going again. So really right now Phoenix needs to hope that Trophy doesn't improve by 2/10 and Maple doesn't improve by 3/10, so like that their laps will count and not Phoenix's, but Phoenix will be kicking himself right now for having crashed out, even though he wasn't improving. I'd say probably would have been better. He would have been on fresher softs. Maple though will be already 2 laps on those tires, so he's gonna have to nurse those tires on the formation lap, not get as much wear. Pretty solid exit. So right now our pole contenders are Trophy and Maple. First it's gonna be Trophy, then it's gonna be Maple, and we will go on board with the rest. I'm checking the leaderboards as Hazy doesn't improve, so we stay 6th. So Williams and Trophy is currently improving by 5/100ths of a second. His teammate Maple is just behind, and he's improving, I don't know by how much, so it will be a surprise. But will either Racing Points be able to sneak themselves onto pole position? There's a Ferrari in the way. Dear God, hope for Dropey doesn't block him. No. And very clean. He's a tenth and a half up here. That won't be enough for pole position. He needs to improve. He needs to find 400ths of a second, sorry, through this third sector. Will he be able to do that? Not if he loses the back end, but it's gonna be so. He's gonna be so close. Trophy with everything he's got to the line. Will he be able to sneak himself a pole position? No, he doesn't. Then Maple has bottled it as well. Trophy has improved by a tenth, but Maple hasn't improved at all. Meaning that Phoenix is on pole position for what I believe is the 4th or 5th time this season, or could have been less, I don't know, but for a couple times this season he has been on pole. Dropey just narrowly missing out. He lost out a tenth there in the final sector that they needed. Maple unfortunately didn't improve on his final time, and then we have DS, Latazzi, Hazy R10, Futuristic Darius, and Kalini in the top 10. I will say the bottom 10 once we load up. Phoenix must have been at an uneasy position there for the last couple of laps, considering considering that happened. And right, so Fox P11 will be in the best position for medium runners, fresh mediums, try and get himself up there. Then we have Skintony, Mars, Encore, Kendo, Andreas, Lepson, Enzo, Poofy Waffles, and the Inaudible Gamer has just joined, and he'll be in dead last. He did win here last season. I do remember that. He did win around here. I believe it was him who went around here. So, the first challenge, I mean, it's been done before. Will he be able to do it again? Oh, it's raining! Well, that's nice to know. I would have appreciated if someone in the league would have told me that. Oh, someone did tell me that. Leslie Babu, or Leslie said rain, Babu. Yeah. I didn't read chat, so, forget about my predicament with medium runners, because that's clearly not gonna happen. So it's raining. I did say this, sir. Do you think, right, Phoenix? Listen to me. Do you really think I am, while commentating, going to check Discord chat? No, I must focus. You rarely set good laps, so I must check every single lap you do. Joking. I'm not. You're not actually bad. I'm joking. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Look at him. Look at him weaving. Look at Phoenix weaving. Look at him. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. Talking smack about him. He doesn't even know what's going on. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him warming up his tires. You know what? I want Dropey to win this race. You want Phoenix. You want to act tough. I'm gonna give you tough. That's right. Telling me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. I've been here longer than you have been in your entire career. That is the commentator diss on one of its drivers. That didn't happen. Fox has been disqualified. I presume. Oh, an AI is taking control of his car. Phoenix is watching. Or is he watching? Oh no, he's saying very smooth inputs. So he might be tapping a roast. Oh, I should probably set things. That's it. Is this an AI car? Oh, it is an AI car. Look at me. Oh, that's definitely not. He came back. He's back from the dead. Anyways, so it's gonna rain. I don't know if it's gonna rain the whole time, but I mean, they all have intermediate tires on. I won't put the tires. I will put penalties though, instead. Interval detail penalties. Right. So, like last season, it's raining here. And like last season, the Inaudible Gamer actually didn't join. He's not racing, at least. So, he won't be partaking, unfortunately, in this race. Encore has been disqualified as well, so I presume Fox and Encore had a little bit of a get-together. Don't know exactly why, but it happened. And right, here we are, 35 laps here of the Hungarian in the wets. We have 4 lights, 5 lights, as the drivers rev up, and we have the awkward commentator pause. It's lights out, and away we go. Poor start there for Ferrari in the back, but crucially, a poor start from Dropey has actually meant that Dropey, or poor start from Phoenix, means that Dropey can have a quick look at the inside. The 4 abreast going to turn 1, bit of a squeeze there. Maple barely making it past. There's also the AlphaTauri there getting a poor exit though, but DS all over the back, and there's a big crash at the back. There's a big crash. 2 drivers have lost their front tires, and actually 1 driver. That should be a safety car, or even a VSC at most, and we do have the safety car. But Fox has been brutally murdered into turn 1. And Encore, unfortunately, both getting together during the formation lap, both do that. Oh my god, oh my god, what has happened back here? Safety car, guys, you want to reduce speed. Poopy Waffles gets himself 10-second time penalty, plus broken front wing. So does, I believe, the Hash driver Enzo also has a broken front wing. No idea what happened there. Does Enzo have a broken wing? He does, so there's probably a big collision. Poopy Waffles cuts the corner. Not sure exactly what happened, but Dropey's in P1. Something happened there. I was so focused on ahead that, you know, Dropey did the overtake. Chaotic first lap means that everyone might box. Now that I think about it, there's no real reason to box. I mean, yeah, so we will move on. We'll keep the tires, because tires are always beautiful to have on the left. Quite a few people will box to serve their penalties and whatnot, and also to place broken front wings. Currently right now, Phoenix is sandwiched in a Racing Point sandwich, or you could say curry, because remember they used to be Force India. And you know, curry is quite a popular Indian dish. So right now he's the chicken to the curry sauce. I just made that pun, and I'd appreciate it if people, you know, seeing this would admire it and would you know, save it. It's like that. It could be we can make SOR great again just by that pun. Anyways, Fox is up the session, unfortunately for him. Andreas in the pits. I skinned Tony with a 5-second time penalty for severe collision with Mars. Mars getting away with it, but it does look like Mars. Oh no. Yeah, so safety car will more likely be in next lap, meaning that we'll race from lap. We'll probably be in at the end of the next lap, meaning lap 4 onwards we'd be racing. I don't know if it's becoming dry at the end of the race. There is a possibility. I don't know though, because no one's told me, because I'm poorly informed to, I quote Mr. Phoenix here. I had respect for Phoenix, and now he's dissed me like that. Anyways, as probably, actually, safety car probably won't be even in next lap, because throwing out Andreas is, they might, yeah, probably be in next lap, more than likely. Bahraini safety cars are usually always interesting, because since everyone is on the same amount of tire grip, since 1, there is fresh tires, and 2, it's rain, the final corner exit could be the difference in between perhaps overtaking the person in front of you at the end of the straight. That is up to Dropey though, if he wants to take that risk and just try and punch exit, or keep warming up his tires until he's in a straight line, which is a big possibility. But he might be caught off by someone trying to pre-jump him, because since the line is so close, there's less of a risk. If you get a better momentum and overtake under safety car, you won't get a penalty. Oh, geez, Trophy is completely deja vuing that final corner. But yeah, safety car should be in this lap. I mean, Andreas is pretty much at the back of the field. He'll probably be there in 3-4 corners. But yeah, Andreas is going to be tight though, whether or not the safety car comes in this lap. The second sector split is only 2 corners away from safety car, and Andreas is a chicane away from the safety car. Now the whole backfield, he has caught up, but now the whole backfield needs to catch up. The safety car comes across the 3rd sector line now, and safety car is in this lap, so we will go racing from lap 4 onwards. Very close there from everyone. What does stress me out on safety car restarts is when the person behind you is up your gearbox, because you are afraid that if you brake, he will hit you and you'll get the 5-second time penalty for it as well. So yeah, but warming up your tires now is crucial, because your tires will be ice cold. Even if you do a billion burnouts, a billion of left and right, swerves, the tires are always going to be cold. That's just how it is in the rain. But will Trophy take my advice? Will he go for the punchy exit? He does go for the punchy exit, and he does lose the back end, as I predicted most people would. As you look behind, almost everyone is drifting there at the final corner, but it doesn't look like Phoenix will be close enough to set a move. Let's see if anyone else at the back is close enough to set a move. As someone down the inside, that is the Williams of Futuristic, goes down the inside of the Alfa Romeo. They're going to touch, they don't touch. Lufthansa, sorry, giving all the space needed. Moving further back down the grid, let's see, has anyone made a move? No, everyone has been quite calm. But R10 now, all over the cheeks of Futuristic. Not anymore after that exit compared to Futuristic. Moving on. Ooh, Futuristic there going all sorts of wide. Someone got a poor exit there. That's Hazy, and DS now is going to be, hey, how you doing? Is going to try and make a move. Nope. Yeah, thinks better of it, as there is better opportunities. Overtaking around here is already very difficult in the dries. In the wets, though, it's gonna take skill to overtake. So oh god, we have a Red Bull who has spun, or at least has stopped. And I believe he's taken someone with him. No, Poopy Waffles gets a penalty because heading encore. But right now we have these 3 people all jostling for position. Before Darius there, oddly, while braking, lost the back end. He locked the rears. He's very aggressive when it comes to brakes under rain. He feels very confident in his brake usage under these wet conditions. He does have good straight line speed, it does seem, but DS probably wasn't using his overtake button. Oh, locking up both fronts, so he's braking late and he's braking hard. That might be a bit of an issue there for Darius, because you want to brake as smoothly as possible normally, because look, he goes... I'm just criticizing for no reason at this point. But DS right now trying to get a move on Hazy. Looks like Hazy is quick through the 1st sector and through the middle of 2nd sector. But then when it comes to the 3rd sector and 1st sector, Hazy is here. As you can see, Hazy actually goes out wide there. DS with the better exit will close up that gap. So much so that that Hazy again losing the back end. So I don't know if it's pressure or if it's because he doesn't feel comfortable yet on the wets. I mean, you have to give it to them. They just did a dry qualifying, and qualifying around here feels lightning speed. And now you're restricted to rather than 200 kilometer or 100, late 100 kilometers or early 200 kilometers. Corner speeds right now you're going in the 80s, 90s, 70s, and you're going street car pace. So it's definitely not the easiest of things to adjust to, but these are top quality drivers, and I'm sure they will pull something off from the bags. Joby sets he fast up with a 129.4. No one beats that. However, DS gets close, so that could be a sign of things to come. Phoenix all over the back of as well. Futuristic actually 4/10. He's the closest to anyone on track. Tozzy there going on the curb. That's going to cost them a bit of time. Going on the curbs around this track aren't usually that good, especially in the dries. And on the wets, that will be a no-go, no-go. Now with that safety car, will people be opting to do the no-stop, where no one boxes? Because I'm pretty sure you don't need to box if it's raining. That is debatable though. I don't remember. I definitely know someone in one of my league races, it was raining the whole race and he just stayed out on the one set of inners and he ended up winning the race. So will drivers end up doing that? I don't know. But there's still this battle here with these three cars battling for P4. So we get a shocking camera angle. There we go. Oh god, DS airborne there for a quick second. As spinning at the back there is Poofy Waffles again. Unfortunately, with his row spins, he hasn't been doing too good there today. Maple did lose touch, and Dropey sets fast up, but Phoenix beats that. So Phoenix is the quickest car on track. As the battle here for P4 has spaced out. So much so that everyone is a second in between each other. The new battle is these three, both including a Renault. So both Renault teammates getting spicy in this race. Moderate gaps. I'm surprised that the field is closer than I expected. Obviously, you know, some people at the back due to spins and pitting early. But regardless, everyone everyone can still see each other, has at least a person to see, bar first place. But what is this at the back here? Last place fights, as Poopy Waffles does not fight that too much. Encore with the fresh tires easily gets past. As this battle started to form up again, but another battle seems to be unfolding at the back here. They look so close on the minimap, but then they end up being so far. Darius though is the closest to anyone to the driver in front in the whole field. He's 6/10. Actually DS now probably is taking that, as Maple has actually fallen into the clutches of the people behind him. So Maple really struggling, and he needs to pull off a good result, because with the gap of the championship only being 2 points really, right now he needs to try and stay in P3 or at least get 10 points, because right now there will be 4 points, 3 points, sorry, 3 points, 4 points actually, because Phoenix has the best lap. So it'll be 2 points ahead. So if Maple can keep E3, that would be great for him. But I'm sure he can afford to fall back to P5. That is the max, though, is Hazy has spun, or at least is almost spun, but has caught it. And Maple gets himself a 3-second time penalty, and not catching it is Hazy. Hazy with very warm, and comes back on track, and the Tazi gets absolutely blinded. Means the Futuristic might have a go here down the inside. No, but that means that Hazy's actually also spun again. So Hazy's day has gone from bad to worse, unfortunately for him, and Lutazi has been completely blinded from Hazy. So now he's going to be flying under clutches. Futuristic. So now Maple has one less problem to worry about, as Poofy Waffles again spinning, and I saw someone off track there. I believe that's Hazy again, who is now found himself in 13th position. So really Hazy now is in a comfortable P4, has now absolutely sent it for himself, and unfortunately won't be getting any points as currently stands. So move up the grid, and we'll see what Futuristic can do on the back of Lutazi, who doesn't get the best of exits, and Lutazi both have similar ERS levels. So there's a good battle here going on. Oh, Jesus, Has drivers absolutely smashing into Lepson there. Put a wheel bang in there, I see. There's nearly 10 laps on this race to go, as Hazy boxes. Might retire, but I doubt he will. There's still plenty of time in this race. If it is turning to dries later, who knows? Oh, yeah, Tuzzy almost was to the back end, but that has allowed Maple to breathe. because now it's really only DS behind that is challenging. However, he would has Poofy Waffles again spins at the back. Really, he's not performing the same way I'm sure he would have wanted to, as Poofy Waffles actually retired, so he might have crashed there. His DS hits a purple second sector. As Poofy Waffles crashed, he spun. What the heck? Oh, he spun and he's retired on track. So he's definitely out of this race, unfortunately for him. Hazy also retires. Don't know if he crashed there. No, he's come back on track. So he's just retired himself. So we've lost 3 drivers in this race. One because Fox was brutally murdered by Encore. Well, I didn't see the actual thing, but from what I saw, they both went one way. And then, unfortunately, Poofy Waffles spinning a few times there that didn't really help him, and he gave up. And then Hazy, one mistake, which led to another, unfortunately him retiring as well. Encore, though, in P16 with the freshest of intermediate tires, is trying to make a redemption drive. I mean, if people keep retiring in front of him, I'm sure he'll be up there in no time. But the top 2 starting to pull away from anyone else in the field. Maple really struggling in these conditions last season as well. And I think about it, I remember, no offense Maple, but he was a roadblock to everyone. The Inaba Gamer was running away in P1, and then we have Maple in P2, or I believe it was P3. And yeah, someone was in P2, and then Maple was in P3, and it was like P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, all behind Maple, and they couldn't overtake because, you know, no DRS, and dirty air is pretty bad in this game, so, you know, overtaking is really difficult around here. As Phoenix again sets the fastest lap, proving that he is the quickest on track. However, he cannot get in front if his life depended on it. And it's mainly because, you know, rain, difficult track to overtake at, as actually Encore is disconnected, so he's lost probably a good chunk of time, as R10 is closing up to the back of Futuristic. Not close enough, goes in a bit deep there, trying to get a punchy exit, loses the back end here, so he's not going to do so, unfortunately, as we don't have the intervals now, so I'm basically going to have to depend on the map. As a move here, Lepson and the Haas driver. Lepson going very defensive. Andreas trying to get this switchback here on the cheeks of Lepson. Doesn't use his ERS, neither use ERS actually. And Andreas Skinton gets himself 3-second time penalty, but Andreas now can just stay behind the as it seems slower driver, as Lepson has a bit of a mistake here. Doesn't go for the move. Smart not to go for a move there. It's very dangerous. Lepson doesn't go wide. I was confused whether or not if he took the right line, but he did. However, he cannot get in front still. He's still jostling for position. There's a catch back when they're both on the straights. We're very close to each other. Very close here actually, now that I leave. Oh, very close to the point where they're side by side. Andres trying to hold around the outside but not being able to because he's very close. He's extremely close. He's going to try and go for the switchback. Lepson keeps it tight. Andres is going to go out wide though with that dirty air. He's going to use his overtake button. Both are actually going to use his overtake button because they know that it's really the only overtaking opportunity, so make the most of your ERS while you can. Andreas is going to plan on going deep and then get the switchback. He's going to hope that Lepson gets poor exit, which Lepson gets not that good of an exit. Or if he doesn't turn on his ERS, how do you turn on that ERS? He probably would have been able to think of a move down the inside, but he's thought different. As Encore now, with all this battling, he is only 10 seconds behind. going wide. That's not a warning, I don't think. Oh, and Lepson, a bit of a mistake there. He's not going to come back on track, but they're now going to both run side by side to the chicken of death. I cannot see them, but breaking late. It looks like Lepson, I like that name, Lepson, giving us a run for our money here in this race. But look at that, Encore is going to be on the back of these guys as soon as possible. Oh God, Jesus, I flinched. But Lepson, not Lepson, Andreas, we can slam on the brakes. But as you can see, Andreas 2 seconds slower than his PB. He is currently being held up massively. I'm just curious, does he have front wing damage, Lepson? He does have front wing damage. He got front wing damage, I don't know where, but currently Lepson has front wing damage. It went out wide, and that has allowed Andreas to snatch on by, and he's going to go bye-bye. So now I know why Andreas was super quick, because he didn't have the broken front wing. As you could see, currently already out of one corner, 6/10 is the gap. We'll see what that gap is after one corner, you know, with no broken wing versus broken wing, as Lepson took it slow and steady and actually gained a bit, but I mean it's around here, especially through this corner, where he's going to feel the effects, Andreas, of being in clean air and not having anyone stuck in front. To be fair, Lepson, even with the broken front wing, is managing to hang in there quite easily, or not quite easily, but quite well, as the gap is even going down, so it's, I think it was just that one mistake, but anyways, we shall move on to another battle up front for points. Is now we're 10, trying to close in as fast as he can, as much as he can. Oh God, with just over 20 laps to go in this race. Oh, he is R10 here. Does a bit of a drift, and because of the rain he wasn't able to catch it. He's broken his front wing. Instead of reversing, he's gone straight into the wall and broken his front wing. It was very unnecessary, but he's done that, and now he's gonna have to box and come out outside the top 10. So R10, I don't know what you were thinking. And you have a reverse gear. But Dropey actually, or Phoenix actually boxes, goes for a fresh set of intermediates. Now, 2 racing points are currently in a 1-2. Now, if they do the no-stop, they could win this race, because Phoenix needs to overtake for 1. And, you know, after that, it'll be fine. Now, will he be able to get in front of Latozzi? It's going to be close. Latozzi giving as much space as he can. He knows he's there. He's going to try and get the run, but Phoenix knows he cannot afford to be battling, as he gets the move done already. With the fresh intermediates, he will be flying a bit more than before. We have a battle here going on. Mercedes versus a Ferrari. Cutting the corner there was that Skin Tony, who just absolutely blew up that corner. But now we have another move here. Encore on the back of Lepson. Remember, he does have that broken front wing. Lepson's gonna go out wide, and Phoenix tries to go down the inside, but it was very tight, and he stayed back. He's pushing all over the back. He's all over the back. He's Lepson might go for a move here. Or not Lepson, sorry, Encore. Lepson just to outbreak Encore, but really Encore now. He's trying to push his way through. He's really struggling. Yeah, he might be able to do that. Lepson uses his overtake button as well. He knows he has that broken front wing, but he's not going to give up the position any longer as Lepson tries to outbrake him, but he ends up blocking up all of his wheels, and that's Encore through to P15, and perhaps try and catch up. But now R10 on his fresh intermediates is behind Andreas. Oh, is almost locking up as him. As it looks like the clouds are starting to edge out and there's a bit more light, so will there be anything? Oh, and a bit of a bump there. All I heard was stonk. But now Andreas will put on his overtake mode, but he doesn't have as much overtake as R10 does. He doesn't have that same amount of straight line speed, and going into turn 1 should be a pretty easy move, and he locks up his left rear actually. So might go out a bit wide, and they both go out wide, and Andreas won't be able to do much of that, and losing the back end here. He's not there. Moving up the grid, yeah, the sun, or light, is starting to shine. As DS pits, Maple stays out. Dropey already boxed last lap. He sets the fastest lap, 27.8. Phoenix, though, behind him. Dropey undercutted him. Or no, he didn't undercut anyone. He didn't get the undercut. But I'd say probably Maple, you know, if you're listening to this, stay out. You know, 15 laps to go. Pretty sure you can manage that, right? Futuristic on the Tozy, both in the pits. So Futuristic goes out now. There's a adjusting position here, side by side, Mars and R10. R10 gets the move done. However, it's not. Oh god, it's very. Oh god, it was almost death. Oh god, losing the back end as well. Jeez. But Encore now on the back of Andreas. Managed to catch up by 15 seconds, and he's already there. So Encore very good. There's a battle for position. Oh god, I got excited there. Maple boxes. So does Darius. So now Maple will be absolutely nowhere, unfortunately. Really, right now, all he has to hope, Maple, is that he doesn't get overtaken by anyone. But DS did undercut him. Not by much, though, but he did. He's trying his best to get in front. However, he's not close enough. is currently really trying to get in front, but considering the L-box are intermediate, I wouldn't put my money on it being dry, especially with 15 laps to go. Phoenix, though, desperately trying. I don't think that move is going to happen anytime soon, but a move that might happen is this. DS might be able to sneak himself in front of I cannot speak if my life depended on it. On Maple, there we go. Oh god, okay, maybe not after that. But yellow flag there. Mars has actually spun on fresh tires and he's broken his front wing, so he's out of the points. Oh god, as Encore went very wide there on the minimap, as we saw, he went extreme. He has a broken front wing. Oh god, people getting broken front wings left, right, and center here. There's oh yeah, it's a weird glitch. If you have a broken front wing in the pits, you go slower. So we'll move up the grid. Let's see, who's that? Oh, this is Encore. I was about to say, hopefully Encore didn't smash into the S, but I forgot they were ghosted. So stay on board with Phoenix for a little while now, see if you can get a move on Dropey. So Dropey seems to be falling in the clutches a bit of Phoenix. However, he is hanging in. Oh god, Phoenix, please don't do that. When people, especially in the rain, they go very, quickly in the curb, and then you just see their wheel go shtunk shtunk. Your heart kind of sinks. But hey, Phoenix has actually lost a bit of time on Dropey. However, he's made that up again. Overtaking around here is very difficult, as it's been proven. DS though, so both racing points coming under pressure. One from a McLaren and one from a Williams. One is more realistic than the other. I'll let you guess which one I'm talking about. If you guessed McLaren on racing points, I mean that's realistic, right? Next season though, we'll have a green car of Maple and perhaps Dropey driving in the Aston Martins. One as Seb, one as Lawrence, or Lance, not Lawrence, oh god, Lance Stroll. Imagine if imagine if Perez stayed at Racing Point, and then that would have been that, Vettel would have been without a seat, and then, Albon with his poor results, I mean, they would have gone Vettel back in the team. That would have been one heck of a lineup. Max and Sebastian Vettel, that would have been one crap load of a thing. Like, I'm thinking about it right now, and that would have been probably intense to watch those two. But Vettel, I mean, Max and Perez is also a really good lab. Oh god, it's a very good team. Definitely a good point. Anyways, I'm sidetracking here. How about we watch the attempt catch. None of the top two have penalties. However, speaking of penalties, Maple has a 3 seconds, so he'll be losing that P3. And if he's not close, if he's not careful, he might lose that P4 as well. But really, if he can stay in P2, if he can stay P4, and Phoenix stays P2, really only be, what is this, 6-point difference? It should only be 4 points at the end of the day because Maple has that 2-point gap or more. Alright, so we'll go on penalties. There we go. Alright, just over 10 laps to go. Stropey sets the new fastest lap. So that fastest lap point will be taken away from Phoenix. There's Phoenix in the purple first sector, so he's on a push to reclaim his fastest lap. However, being behind someone, that's going to be quite difficult, as the two hash drivers here of Enzo and Andreas are looking to get, or not exactly tensionally looking, but they are both about to get lapped. So not a good day at Haas. Oh, that could be a penalty. No, he's a 10th up on his time though, Phoenix. I don't know what his fastest time is. If he stays a 10th up though, I'm pretty sure he'll improve. But if he improves and Tropy is currently staying the gap, logically Tropy will be staying another fastest lap. Perhaps the track condition is getting a bit better. It is a big possibility. Phoenix gets good at entry speed, but poor exit speed there through that one corner. As it was a 0.8 the fastest lap, he sets 0.9. So if he finds his 10th back, he will be back. As we'll put this camera so like that is actually something to watch rather than just the onboard. As both hash drivers get lapped, respectively, and now Phoenix sets his sights as someone is spun there, and I thought that was Maple there for a second, but it isn't. I presume it's the Mercedes there at the back. There's 10 laps to go now. Currently still neck and neck. Andreas, the two hash drivers are jostling for position. But no, we'll go back to them. It's like that we might potentially see some overtaking. Not dissing anyone, but considering overtaking is very difficult and everyone is a second in between each other, really I'm desperate for overtakes now. I'm joking, I'm not that desperate. But it would be nice. You know, would put a bit of spice. Oh god, as going out wide and cutting the corner is Enzo. Yeah, Enzo mate, I don't think by doing that you are going to get far. But hey, I could be wrong. Oh god, by doing that as well you won't be getting far. As, he took a moment there. He had to let go of the throttle. He had to breathe, and it was like, "Whoo, hold on." Let's overtake. Oh god, we haven't overtaken the pits, guys. That's your budget overtake of the day. Maples actually managed to run away a bit from DS. He needs to run away by another 1.5 seconds. So if he could do that again, what he's currently done, within the next 9 laps, he will see himself in P3. And to be fair, I would rather much having the point difference being 1 than it being 4. That is just a personal statement, I guess you could say. But yeah, I remember last year in Hungary, unfortunately there wasn't a lot of overtaking because it was wet. And here we are again, copy paste from last season's Hungary. Not that many people died though, impressively. Only 3 people died. And DS might be able to. No, it's not Phoenix who has the fast lap, but might be able to sneak his that fast lap point. He will be getting it if he stays 4th. But as I was saying, Dropey sets the fastest up with a 1:27.8. He barely improved on his time, but nonetheless he did improve. 1:27.8 is the time to beat. Will he do that? Oh, just that didn't beat it. Probably very close, but they were both 8s, so. DS has managed to catch up, but Phoenix still struggling to get past Dropey, as we have McLaren all over cheeks of Mercedes. Oh god, well now it's been the role reversal because one did mistake, and DS sets the fast up with 27.7. So he's the quickest man on field. Dropey won't be getting his point, and if DS stays quicker, be able to stay within those 3 seconds and get himself a cheeky podium. I could imagine there the evil support. It never really goes well. Anyhow, it's interesting stuff to see the podium positions because they can still change. League can still change. Second place can still change. As things stand, third place will also change. So the top 3 can be completely different at the end of the race if we're spoiled. Currently looks like Dropey with the fast up 27.5 as someone has spawned that is, I believe. Oh god, we have someone who's jostling for positions here. And Encore, once again, he's 2 positions away from getting his points. She is quite far away from them, so I'd say that his points, finishing positions are over. But I'm not here to judge. As Trophy might have said the fastest lap, but Phoenix starting to turn on the juice. We'll check out the warning situation. Dropey has 2 warnings, crucially. Phoenix has 2 as well, so really they're both on their last lives. 1 mistake from these 2, and that is game over. I will check out quickly what is DS's. He also has the 2 warnings. Maple has 2 warnings, and he's clear. So really, 4th, 1st, and 2nd, 1 mistake and 1 track extending or corner cutting, and they're getting the 3-second time penalties. Really, right now, what Maple's hoping is Phoenix gets himself a 3 seconds and Dropey doesn't, and also that DS gets himself another 3 seconds, so like that he can keep his P3. Yellow flags, I believe that's Enzo. It's a spun in there. Oh god, and Phoenix is really pushing as someone has spun there, and that's futuristic at the final corner. He's trying to reverse back, but R10 is closing up. He's like, cheeky 7, cheeky 7. I believe he's actually broken his front wing, so he's going to box, and he'll come out somewhere behind the Ferrari of Scantoni. Now it's starting to get serious. Phoenix seems very lively on the back of Dropey, and Maple also seems very lively. Her DS seems very lively on the back of Maple. Unfortunately, Maple couldn't convert P3 into anything. Looks like he's only finishing 4th. That is not something I like about racing, unfortunately. When you know, you start 2nd or even 3rd, and then if you start 2nd and you finish 3rd, you're disappointed because you're like, I started here and I finished behind. Even if you start on pole, if you start on pole, you want to win the race. So finishing 2nd is sad, but finishing anything lower than 2nd is a disappointment. Trust me, I've had that feeling before. As Phoenix is almost corner cut there, I'm surprised he didn't get the corner cut warning. But just in case you're tuning into the stream now, Dropey and Phoenix are both on their last warnings. So is DS, but Maple should be pushing a bit more because Darius is only 3 seconds behind DS, and once that gets into the 1 second area, oh, DS got himself a 3-second time penalty. So there we go. Maple now just needs to hold on, and DS now needs to push because he's all over the back. He's actually 2.4 seconds. He's completely screwed it. That's why Darius is catching up so much. And Phoenix has got himself a 3 second. It's all going downhill, people, with the penalties. As Kalini now really being blocked by the Ferrari there. But now Phoenix needs to get in front of Dropey and run away by 3 seconds. Or at least hope that Dropey gets a 3-second time penalty as well, so like that he can pray that something happens. But really, that Ferrari behind isn't helping. But DS has lost 3 seconds. What has happened to him? Has he broken his front wing? He has. His right end plate's gone. I have no idea what happened, but now Maple is guaranteed to get P3. What a turn of events this race has been in the last 5 laps. So now, looking at the standings, of the 2-point gap, it looks like it will only go up by 1, so there will be only a 1-point gap in between Phoenix and Maple. Maple again finishing on the podium. Phoenix once again finishing up there. Tropey looking to set a P1. As I see at the back here, Mars and Encore switching positions. Encore's race hasn't been really going too well. First lap incident with Fox didn't really help his chances at all. Phoenix sets purple second sector by 3/10. So he's trying to get that 1 point, that extra point. He knows he won't win this race now if it stays like this. So might as well go all out for that fastest lap point. Unless if somebody else gets it, DS might be able to get it. He's in clear air, so might as well. He's set at 27.7. Looks like he's going to destroy that. He's set to 27.4. So looks like that gap will go back to 2 points. And someone spun, I believe that's Collini there at the back. It's actually Skin Tone who spun. Unfortunately for him, but into turn 1 we have a move. Futuristic getting past Collini before the corner even started. So good stuff from him. As Darius now maybe catch up by 2 seconds, trying to sink stuff on the podium. However, it will be tight as that noise is there. See, next lap is the last lap, so it could all go downhill from here. Who knows? It's spinning there. Who's that? Is that DS? It's DS. DS spun at turn 1, and now Latazzi is all over the back of him. Oh, speaking of that, sorry, going wide is DS, and now they'll run side by side. And, oh god, Latazzi absolutely giving as much space as he possibly could, ends up absolutely destroying that corner. Keeps the position though, so DS really going from a net P3 to P4 to having spun P5 and now P6. He's stay within 3 seconds of Latazzi because he does have that 3-second time penalty, but DS losing so much time. What has happened to him? He's broken his front wing again. His spin has broken. Oh god, DS's day really isn't going well. He'll come out in 8th. Actually, he'll come out 7th though, lucky for him. But anyways, our attention goes back to the race leader, Dropey. Kept his nose clean the whole race, and was fought under pressure from Dropey behind. And now I believe he is pushing for the fastest lap. My voice is gone. Maple, unfortunately, couldn't do anything from P3. Stayed P3, though. It looks like he'll stay P3 from the end of the race. Championship-wise, isn't too bad. Only 2-point gap, so really it's still whoever finishes in front will get the upper hand on the person behind. But Dropey keeping it clean the whole race. Under pressure. And barely missing out on pole position. Redeems himself. He's in P1, the racing point here. Definitely going to do wonders for the Constructors' Championship. Finishing on the double podium. Racing point driver, number 84. Darius gets himself a 3-second time penalty. 84, Dropey, comes across the final corner and wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Congratulations, Dropey, with Phoenix finishing close second. Maple coming around the final corner. Championship leader will now become championship second place and goes P3. Darius with a good drive. To be fair, he was under the radar, but I mean he finished P4, so good stuff from him. Latozzi now waiting for him to round up the final couple of corners. As Latozzi goes across the final corners. Futuristic there, jumps up. Oh god, there's a bit of a glitch there. But Latozzi finishes in a pretty strong 5th position. R10 is the next to cross the line now. As Enzo, the lapped car, will cross the line now. It's really the last person to cross the line in the entire race will be DS. As I believe he spun again, unfortunately, and he hasn't broken his front wing though, luckily. R10 though finishes in a pretty strong, respectable P6, with DS coming across the line, or coming across the final corners now to finish P7. will be kicking himself because he was in a net P3, and then it all just went downhill. A couple spins, and he's actually lost. Please don't crash out. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no! No! Oh no! That's. I know. I'm pretty sure he still finished 6th, even though he retired. I'm pretty sure he still finished 6th because everyone finished behind him. Oh god! I really hope that's the case, because otherwise he'll have done that whole race for nothing. To crash on the final car. I really hope he gets points, honestly. Like, to be fair, give the man his points. But yeah, he finished his P7 or wherever it was. But racing points with a 1-2 with a 1-3 today. Good stuff from the Racing Point team. Reminds me a bit of Bahrain. But anyways, that's been your race. And there we have it. Yeah, DS gets P7. So Trophy P1, Phoenix P2, Maple rounded off the podium positions, then Darius, Tuzzy R10, DS, Futuristic, Collini, and Canodal to round up the top 10, and then Andreas to round up best of the rest, Mars, Encore, Scantoni, Lepson, and Enzo to finish off the finishing with Hazy, Poof Waffles, and Fox retiring. So thank you very much for watching this Hungarian Grand Prix, and I'll see you guys next week.